अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता ध्यानम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधिताम् भगवता नारायणेन स्वयम् व्यासेन ग्रथिताम् पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्।
अर्जुन उवाच स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशव स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्। श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रजहाति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थमनोगतान् आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टः स्थितप्रज्ञस्तदोच्यते। दुःखेष्वनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहः वीतरागभयक्रोधः स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते। यः सर्वत्राणविस्नेहः तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता। यदा संहरते चायम् कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता। विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते। यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इन्द्रियाणि नहातीनि हरन्ति प्रसवं मनः। तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्तः आसीत् मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता।
Understanding a beautiful concept through a simple picturization is a very ancient Hindu method of teaching, giving a symbol, and the whole philosophy is behind it. For example, the conch. You see, Vishnu has a conch, Shiva has a horn. So, what is a conch? When we think more about it, then we go deep into it. Conch is a call within, a call to wake up. Now, only a conch can be a constant reminder that we need to wake up. It's a waking. Deep slumber we are in with ignorance that way. So it's an art which the Hindu rishis have taken it up long before, that to bring in a brilliant concept through a simple symbol. Tortoise. What a beautiful philosophy. Just a symbol. When we see a tortoise, or when we have that, it talks about getting back to ourselves. It talks about being withdrawn. Do not get lost into the world. Learn to just get within. So a symbol is powerful to connect us to the path and to the destination. How mighty they are. And then in one of the verses we saw yesterday saying, yes, when you withdraw or when you say no to sense objects, they turn away. They'll not bother. But the earlier experience hangs around in the mind. Now, how guilty that could make a seeker. I'm saying no to it, but my past experience is running in my head. A no has come. Strongly you have said no, objects go away, but the old experience still is there in the mind. Krishna understands that. And there is a possibility that people can curse themselves because of their own past memories. He says, don't worry. It is natural for it to exist for a while. Param drishtva nivartate. The moment you have a glimpse of the higher, all these are unwanted. They just drop off. So if it is there in the mind, do not have to curse yourself. Those memories will also fade away the moment we start connecting to the higher. And then he gives a caution, last verse what we saw, that even a person who has been practicing, if that person is not alert, the mind is capable of taking the person away from the goal. Various sense objects can be very attractive and a person could be lost. Maybe the person is practicing, but if we lose our alertness, we could be lost. Haranti prasabam manaha. The mind could be forcefully carried away. From the object of focus, we could get distracted completely. So he cautions that one needs to stay very, very alert always. And then we see now, we just chanted it yesterday, now we'll look into the meaning. Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha vashehi yasindriyani tasya prajna pratishtita. Having restrained samyamya, having withdrawn the senses, which we discussed earlier also, that we should control and manage the senses, withdraw them. Having restrained sarvani, all sense organs, having withdrawn, what should that seeker, yukta asita, that seeker who is attempting this, what should he do? Yukta asita mat paraha. Paraha, keep me as the supreme, says Krishna. Krishna tells, having controlled the senses, which is natural, having controlled the senses, what should we do? Keep me as the highest, topmost priority and keep that pursuit on. Don't give up on that. Controlling the senses is not the goal. Seeking the Lord is the goal. Controlling the senses is the way. The moment if I control my senses, what should I do next? If we do not channelize that into the higher pursuit, this can become a level of frustration, suppression, and a person could feel more irritated with oneself. Having withdrawn the senses, we should immediately engage the mind into the higher pursuit. Seek the higher. So he says here, having restrained tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha. That seeker should keep me as the highest. When we keep that as the highest goal and give all our best for it, put every effort in seeking that, we would get there. I read the story of Buddha's struggle, Gautam Buddha's struggle. A prince wanted to understand what the truth is. And his father brought him up only in all pleasure, completely, till the age of 28. Buddha did not know there was old age. Can you believe this? till the age of 28, Prince Siddhartha did not know there was old age. That is the kind of control the king had. Because there was a prophecy, he could become the greatest of emperors, or he could become one of the foremost mendicants. So naturally the father said, no, let him become the greatest emperor. Gave everything around him for him to be exposed. Only goodness. If Buddha has to go on the road would be cleaned. Old people will be sent away. Nothing, nobody, no disease, nothing. What all his father tried to keep him only this way. One day it could happen. Buddha was going, Prince Siddhartha was going, and he told his charioteer, turn this way. He said, no, I am not permitted. This, because he knew that road is not cleaned. That road is not checked. All kinds of things are possible. And he said, no, I want to go into this road. Go this side. He insisted against the orders of the king. The charioteer has to take the turn and go into that road. Till then, Buddha has not seen old people. He saw old man walking, hunched, stooped with a stick, skin shrunk. Why is he like that? Now imagine, the charioteer has to explain all this to Buddha. The charioteer actually can make a loud claim. I actually initiated him. Why is he like that? Maharaj, that is old age. Will I become like that? Of course. You live long enough, you'll also be like that. Oh. Then somebody is suffering in disease. Why is he like that? That's disease. Health will go at some point of time. We will fall sick. Body has to deteriorate. And then they saw death. All three happened on the same road. Old age, disease and death. I will also die. What will they do? They'll burn the body. The charioteer is telling all this to Gautam Buddha. They'll burn the body. This is how it will be. That set him thinking. Now this prince walked out in pursuit of truth, trying to find out what that is, and that experience is evading. He is not getting it. You have walked out from whatever you have in search of something, and that what you're seeking, you are not getting. Different methods Siddhartha tried fasting, tried this and that, various things he tried, but he could still never find that experience. And that is not happening at all. Now comes the most striking part. And it's actually very highly inspiring. To personally think of it, it can be very scary for all. This man sat down under a tree, Bodhi tree. He sat down, saying, enough is enough. I have tried so far, enough is enough. I will not get up from this seat without getting enlightened. Whenever it happens. Do we have guts to try that? Sit in a chair in your seat of meditation saying, either I die, let the 5 elements merge into the 5 elements, I will not get up from here without getting enlightened. What kind of a determination. After a long journey of trying different methods, after doing everything, finally he says, I sit now, that's it. Either I get enlightened or death. But I am not going to get up from here. No food, no water, nothing. He sat down. 7 days it took for him. Prince Siddhartha became Gautam Buddha, the king of the prince of compassion. And the message reached all over Asia. And then from there to the rest of the world. But he sat, yukta asita matparaha. Having sat, that alone is my goal, nothing else. Having withdrawn, we must turn our entire attention in pursuit of that. Yukta asita matpara. Keep me as the highest goal is what Krishna's instruction. Once we keep him as the highest goal, withdrawn, highest goal, matparaha, we look at him and that goal, enlightenment, is our priority. When we do that, we will start moving forward. If reaching the goal as God realization, it could be slightly difficult because our ability to withdraw is also hard, then what should we do? Keep a higher goal in life. Give your best to it. That will happen. Sublimation will happen. The sense is withdrawn, we will sublimate. Keep a higher goal in life. And give everything of you to reach that goal. A noble cause. A higher goal. Commit yourself. Everything to it. Pursue it that way. Now what happens when I pursue something that hard, committing to the higher and giving my best, I start lifting myself. We start experiencing subtler joys. Earthly joys would not entice us after that. When you start experiencing subtler joys. Tyagaraja. What a great saint. Lived with simplicity, not having enough. Food, etc. The king calls him, saying, come on, you sing my glory. I'll give you everything. You keep singing only the Lord's name, sing my glory. He said, no. I'm not here for that. I can't do it. The entire poverty could go in a stroke. All he has to do is compose a little about the king and sing his glory. Tyagaraja said, nothing, I won't do it. You need strength, right? But he must have been happy. Without those comforts, there must have been a greater joy which made him saying, I don't need this. Subramanya Bharati. Family lived in poverty. Hardly anybody noticed him. Because he was a poet and a revolutionary fighting against the British. So associating with him, it could be a danger to you. So no one wants to associate with him. Almost ostracized by his own community. Even when he died, hardly people were there. But he must have been happy in that subtler joy of writing poems. Even him, there was a king who called him. Etayapuram king called him and said, come on, you write about me. Maharati said, no, impossible, I can't do. Man living in poverty, but there's a greater joy. When we have a higher goal and we find that kind of subtler joy, earthly pleasures will not entice anymore. We won't need them at all. When we do not find that subtler joys, we would helplessly depend upon the lower. Because we live here to be happy. I need something. So we continuously strive here. That's why subtler joys. You must have heard about various poets, painters, artists. They lived on a much subtler joy in their painting, in their poetry. Maybe in poverty, but they were more happy. The level of happiness is higher. So once we set a higher goal and turn our mind towards it, we would find a subtler joy which is much more better. There was one man by name Eknath Ranade. You've heard of this name? Eknath Ranade. He's the one who was chairman of Vivekananda Kendra, Vivekananda Kendra, which is in Kanyakumari and in northeast India. They have done a great job. He's the mind and power behind Vivekananda Rock Memorial. He's the one who did it. Eknath Ranade, when he has to take up this work, Golwalkarji gave him this work and saying, you take this up, you can do it. And he has to do this work. Not easy. Because it was on a rock where Vivekananda meditated for 3 days. When Vivekananda was on his Parivirajak, wandering monk, going across India, and when he reached Kanyakumari, he jumped into the sea, swam across, maybe 500 meters, that side there's a rock. He went and sat in the rock for 3 days by himself. It is there he had this vision. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa telling him, you should go to Chicago. And we all know what happened when Vivekananda went to Chicago. What happened to Hindu culture after that? A great awakening across the world. People found something so profound. Before that, people did not know. One of the most powerful, impactful ambassador he was. So he had that vision in the rock, saying, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa saying, you should go there. So Vivekananda wanted to go. He gathered some people here, there, people helped him, and finally he went. Now that rock is of great significance to us, because that is the place he had the call to go, and there was a great revival which has happened. Spiritual knowledge of Hinduism came to the forefront. People got to know there is a universal philosophy which respects every other path. The world got to know that is our philosophy. That which has a great respect to all the paths, and we believe all paths takes you to the Lord. That's what he spoke. So that's a very important pilgrim center. So there was a decision made that we should build a rock memorial, memorial for Vivekananda in the rock. Tremendous opposition right from the parliament in India. It will destroy the ecology. It's not a thing which they started. It happened from 50s. It will destroy the ecology. And this, that. So the parliament, the cabinet said no. He could not proceed. First, Eknathji went to Ramakrishna Mission and said, come on, we need to do this. Ramakrishna Mission said, see, politically they are all against this. We will support you with our heart from behind. Don't involve, because this is not our project. You guys want to do it. So you go ahead. We will not oppose, but we will not support from the front. Very fair enough. One can understand that. Eknathji took it up. Okay, now Ramakrishna Mission has given their blessings, but not ready to come in the forefront. Doesn't matter. He started working. Every bit of him is for this goal. Vivekananda's rock memorial has to happen. He went around. Finally, nothing was moving, because that time the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru said no. So someone told him, go meet Lal Bahadur Shastri. Shastri ji will guide you. Talk to him. So he met Shastri ji, and Lal Bahadur Shastri, who later became the Prime Minister. He was a cabinet minister of Jawaharlal Nehru's cabinet. So Shastri said, if you can get 300 signatures of the MPs, member of the parliament, 300 signatures, your work will be done. Nehru will not object because the cabinet wants it. Within a week, Eknath Ranade managed to get 300 signatures. They could not believe that somebody can do it. Within a week, 300 signatures. And naturally, it got through the parliament. But, you see Ganga coming down. You know the story? Bhagirath? The kind of tapas he did to bring Ganga? It's the same here. When Delhi got cleared, in Tamil Nadu, the chief minister, Bhaktavatsalam, was there at that time, and he protested. He said, no. You should build a shrine only of this size. Why? Because when this conflict happened, he built a statue for Vivekananda in Kanyakumari. The chief minister. He said, what you do should not be bigger than this. Now that's too minuscule for Vivekananda. He said no. So he is putting his foot down, nothing doing. So Eknathji knew. This is the brilliance of this man. Yukta asita mat paraha. That is the goal, it has to be achieved. He goes to Paramacharya of Kanchimat, Chandrasekhara Swami, and says, listen, Bhaktavatsalam is blocking this and he's giving only permission of this kind. What should we do? Show what he said. So Paramacharya saw. He said, what do you want? He said, we want something of this size. And he told the size and what he had in mind. So he said, okay, draw all that. And Paramacharya said, he signed it as if it is his vision. Now, Eknathji goes to Bhaktavatsalam and saying, listen, even Paramacharya has approved. He said, very, very good. Parliament in Delhi, they have approved. Here you have got the saint's blessing. Very good. But there is one issue. What you said and what Paramacharya said are completely different. Which one do you prefer? Now, Bhaktavatsalam cannot say, you take mine. He has to say, go with what Paramacharya said. Okay, so then he goes to build. He built this. First donation in 1960s, 10,000 rupees for this cause was given by Gurudev. And you know how he did this? Gurudev said, I will approach people one by one on one, and I will connect 1 rupee each. Gurudev's vision is deep. And there's a beautiful article in Tapovan Prasad in our magazine. Why we need a rock memorial. Gurudev speaks about it. Why we need a rock memorial there for Vivekananda. And he meets people one on one and collects 10,000 rupees. If you go to the rock today, you will find the first donation is given by Swami Chinmayananda. 1 rupee per person. Why 1 rupee? You spoke about this project minimum to 10,000 people. 10,000 people, Gurudev inspiring personally. Why a rock memorial should come? Think of it. Naturally, he only asked 1 rupee, but the people would have given much more. Directly to him 1 rupee, but he inspired 10,000 people. Why we need? And Gurudev used to call Eknath Ranade Hanuman, because he did the impossible. So Gurudev's loving name for Eknathji was Hanuman. He always called him, where is Hanuman? So in that circle they know, Swami Chinmayananda always called Eknathji Hanuman. Because he did something which everybody thought was impossible. Imagine how many people can take up a project when the Prime Minister of the country is saying, no, you don't give up. There is another way of doing it. There is a method to go around. He got it done officially. He moved. So Gurudev simply loved him. That's why he went around collecting the first donation and gave it to him. This project was very dear to Gurudev. Now, what is Eknathji's mind? Single-pointed goal. Vivekananda. To that extent, why I'm saying, when you are lifting yourself to the higher, it goes that way. Finally, everything was done. Inauguration happened. Everything was beautiful. In 80s, Eknathji fell sick. Had a stroke. Lost his memory. Could not recognize people. Could not. So when someone goes in front of him, they'll say, who's you? He won't know it. Who's who? But if they show Vivekananda's picture and saying, do you know who this is? Eknath will say, that's me. You see that? Who is this? He did not say Vivekananda, he said, it's me. How much he must have identified with it. Who is this? Vivekananda's photo. Who is this? Me. Even a higher goal when you take and give all of that to a sattvic goal, we would become sattva. When this person was sick, when he was not well, Gurudev has written a letter. I'll read that letter to you. We need to understand how a person who has a single-pointedness, how he gets elevated. This letter is of great importance. I was fortunate to lay my hands on it. When I went to Vivekananda Kendra in Kanyakumari, they shared. He was sick. Eknathji was sick. In 1980, Gurudev writes this, 26 May. Blessed One, Hari Om salutations. I am extremely glad to receive your letter of the 24th April only just now. I have been inquiring at various places of the welfare of Hanuman, Sri Eknath Ranade. Of Hanuman, Sri Eknath Ranade. It is at Ujjain that the secretary of Vishwa Hindu Parishad gave me a clear picture of him as to how he is faring. How he is now faring. He was sick. How is he faring? It is at Ujjain that the secretary of Vishwa Hindu Parishad gave me a clear picture of him as to how he is faring. At Ernakulam, when I heard the news, nobody knew any details about it. How is the sickness? Now he says, now you have to understand. Gurudev is a Advaitic teacher. You understand? Vedantin, Advaitin, who scorns death. Death is like change of garb. Vasam se chirnani. How many times this teacher of Gita would have spoken about death and immortal self. So he knows about it, and he also knows what is prarabdha. We are talking about a person who has clarity on the subject, but he expresses here. He says, I heard the news, nobody knew any details about it. We cannot afford to allow Ranade to go away so quickly, so easily. We will protest to the Lord. I am sure He will listen. Somebody is sick, and Gurudev writes this letter. We will protest to the Lord. He does not know death. He does not know the self is immortal. Every day, morning and evening, he lectures about it. But when he writes here, look at that heart. We will protest to God. He says here, we cannot afford to allow Ranade go away so quickly, so easily. We will protest to the Lord. I am sure He will listen. Now, Eknath Ranade had only one goal, to build that memorial for Vivekananda. And another saint, a Brahmanishta, writes about him this way, where he says, we will protest to the Lord, I am sure He will listen. And now he continues further. This is again a different insight into Gurudev which people need to know. In his new life, now that he recovered, in his new life, we will have to make Kanyakumari his headquarters. We will have to make Kanyakumari his headquarters. Who are we? That is Vivekananda Kendra. Gurudev is part of Chinmaya mission. When he says we have to make, look at the words. In his new life, in this new life, we will have to make Kanyakumari as his headquarters. We will have to make. If we think Gurudev is a founder of Chinmaya mission, we are doing injustice to him. He is not only the founder of Chinmaya mission, he is a rishi of the Hindu culture. For him, Vivekananda Kendra is also part of his vision. That's why he says here, in this new life, we will have to make Kanyakumari as his headquarters and send his workers all over. He has already built up a ground in almost all the states of India. Let our workers go and work there. Let our workers go and work there. And this was him. Because he knew what it is to build a center. What it is to go and start with nothing. It is easy, when it is well organized, to go and create something when there is nothing existing. Create a field, generate. So Eknathji did the same. So his heart beats for him. That is why he said, we will protest to God. And he always called him Hanuman. If we have a higher goal, a sattvic goal, and we give our best for it, bring everything what you have to achieve that goal, it has to be sattvic, it would be selfless. A selfless goal, give your best to it, you get elevated. The joy what you get from it, the subtle, we don't need anything at the gross level after that. Everything of you is turned, it goes. So Krishna says here, Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha. That integrated person sits and puts his mind towards that. Having withdrawn the senses, sublimate everything into the higher goal. Give your best to it. That is what the Master does to us. He gives us a field and makes us go give our best to the field. A field, a sattvic field is created, an opportunity for us to go and give our best. So he says here, Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha vashehi yasindriyani. A person who does practice this way, giving his best, tasya prajna pratishtita. His knowledge is established. Commit to a higher goal with all that you have. You will be established in knowledge. Tasya prajna pratishtita. Pratishtita, established. A person who is of that kind, who withdraws his senses, but puts the body and mind into a noble work, sublimates himself completely into that, that person's knowledge gets established. Continuing. We should take the next two verses together. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa. Once. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa. Sangateshu pajayate. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Kamat krodho bijayate. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibramaha.
Smriti pramshad buddhi nashaha. Smriti pramshad buddhi nashaha. Buddhi nashat pranashyati.
Buddhi nashat pranashyati. These are two beautiful verses in the Gita. It is called the ladder of fall. Step by step, how we can ruin ourselves. How it begins and how we go and perish. You see the method of teaching. This you do, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, and you will end up here. So it is a Not the voice of a despair, it is a caution saying, listen, if you are not paying attention to it, this is what will happen to you. Krishna is very, very clear. And when Gurudev was giving these lectures in 60s, and particularly on his first tour to United States, somebody asked him, hey Swami, is it actually there in the Gita? This verse. Is it actually there, or you are saying something on your own? Because they could not believe what they considered as the latest discovery in psychology, and they took pride that they found something in psychology which is so new, very old ancient Hindu thought. So it's an ancient thought. It is a 5,000, 7,000 years old thought. You may call it now, but our rishis have said it this many years ago. That was a little hard for them. So they actually asked him, is it actually there in the book? Or you are just talking the latest analysis of psychology? The verse goes this way. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha dhyayataha. A person who dwells upon pumsaha, any individual who goes on thinking about vishayan. Mind dwells about sense objects. What does the mind do? Occupied with sense objects. Continuously dhyayataha. Dwelling, continuously thinking about vishayan, sense objects. For that person who continuously thinks about sense objects, sangasteshu upajayate, an attachment arises. That which we go on continuously thinking, to that we will get attached. Sangasteshu upajayate. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. From this attachment, what will happen? A desire will be born. When I'm attached to something, I want to possess it because I'm attached, I need it. So that attachment leads to a desire. I want this somehow. So he says, Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate. We discussed this on the first day. Anger is an obstacle between you and the desired object. When I have a deep desire for something and something comes in between me and that desired object, the expression in me would be anger. When an obstacle arises between me and what I like, what is very dear to me, something coming in between, the expression would be anger. When a desire gets hold of our mind, and we are not able to fix that desire, anger comes. So he says here, Kamat krodho bijayate, krodat bhavati sammoha. Now when you get angry, what happens? We get confused. Sammoha, completely deluded. Krodat bhavati sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibramaha. Smriti means memory. Sammoha, when I am completely lost, I lose track, connection to my memory. Sammohat smriti vibramaha. We lose connection to our memory. When I lose connection to my memory, smriti bramshat. Memory, smriti bramshat. When I lose connection to my memory, I lose connection to wisdom. Because good, bad, right, wrong, everything is in memory. When I lose track with my memory, smriti bramshat buddhi nasha, the discriminating power is lost. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. Now we elaborated a few minutes. This happens like this. Okay. It is an explanation, step by step by step. But how long does it take? You are attached to something, and at that point an obstacle has come between your object of intense attachment. An obstacle has come, anger. When anger comes, next moment, moha, deluded. When deluded, disconnected to the memory. When disconnected to the memory, we do not know what we do. When you're very angry, how do you close your car door? Gently. Gently. Bang. Whose car? Smriti Brahmshat Buddhi Nashaha. Your own car. Bang. Why? At that point, the wisdom is not in control because you lost access to it in a rage. How do we behave? Isn't it? Please think. Something you have to keep down slight. Drop it. Anger. When anger takes over, and it's a kind of a rage, we are disconnected to our memory. And once we have disconnected to our memory, we don't have hope because the wisdom is part of memory. And to that the access is denied, we would behave very differently. A person perishes because of that kind of a behavior. How many people have destroyed themselves by losing access to one's own memory? How do you lose access to your memory? Anger takes over. Why is such an anger in you? I have attachment. Desire is there. I'm attached to it. Then what happens? Lost. But how did it all start? Continuously looking at something again and again. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. When I see something, I should remember tortoise. This is the safest way to go. Be a tortoise, pull yourselves, you are home. No, go out. Oh, it's nice. Oh, it's good. Once, twice. Repeatedly you start thinking of that and attachment arises. Once that attachment comes, it converts to a desire. A desire, an obstacle on the way, converts to anger. Anger to delusion. Delusion to loss of memory. Loss of memory to disconnect with wisdom. Once we have disconnected, the person perishes. So where should we stay alert? It's like a ball being rolled on a staircase. When a ball is dropped on a staircase, first bounce, if you are able to catch, you have saved it. First bounce missed. Now you can't do anything. It jumps to the 5th and the 10th and gets down to the floor, knocked all over, and finds a corner to go and settle down. First bounce you need to catch. When we walk into the world, we should know what is it that we are thinking continuously. What kind of objects occupy our mind? What is it we are thinking continuously? Ya matihi sa gatihi. As the mind, so the destination. If the mind is of the world will be the destination, and world will only create all this. So dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. Let us be alert on what we occupy our mind with. A simple 5 minutes introspection will help you a long way if you do daily. End of the day, before withdrawing, sit quietly. 5 minutes. just check how the day was. What kind of things the mind was occupied with? What was the occupation of the mind? What was it thinking? When we become aware, we will change next day. And it will always be good if you manage this introspection daily and do little prayer before going to sleep. Japa. Doing japa, if you doze off, you are very fortunate when you attempt to sleep. Not otherwise. Morning I am doing meditation and I went off to sleep. Not at that time. In the night, you are doing japa in your mind, remembering the Lord, and then you doze off. When you wake up, that would be your first thought. The unconscious gets cleansed. In sleep. You have slept. Even now, with what thought you go to sleep, you wake up with that thought in the morning. Think. With whatever thought, last thought with which we got sucked into sleep, when we get up in the middle of the night or early morning, whenever you get up from the sleep, that would be the first thought. So why can't we go into sleep remembering the Lord? Thinking of Him, go off to sleep. When we wake up, that will be the thought. What occupies your mind is very important. What kind of things occupy your mind is very important. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. That which we go on thinking will determine what we are. So we must be very, very alert to what kind of thoughts occupy us. Consciously put efforts to think positive. Consciously put efforts to turn the direction of the mind into the nobility, higher thinking, consciously. It will slowly become a habit. The best would be to think of Him. Go on thinking of Him, we would move towards that. So these two verses, verse number 62 and 63, are together. So you can remember the verse number so that when you go back you can read this. It is a ladder of fall. If we are not alert, this fall would become reality. If we are alert, we can avoid. Continuing. Shayanindriyaischaran Atmavasher videyatma Prasadhamadhigacchati Ragadvesha vayuktaistu Vishayanindriyaischaran Atmavasher videyatma Prasadhamadhigacchati. A very beautiful verse again. Ragadvesha. Raga, attraction. Dvesha, aversion. When we walk into this world, when we move into this world, we would experience all kinds of things. The experience which we get, we would generally divide them into two. I like it, I don't like it. It is divided. Any experience, I want it or I do not want it. I like it or I don't like it. So we continuously go into the world and we keep making this decision. I like, I don't like. We keep swinging in these two. Likes and dislikes, raga, dvesha. So when Indriya Charan, when we move among the sense objects, the impact of the sense objects in our mind would be I like, I don't like. Krishna says, do not come under its sway. Go through them without putting these two, likes and dislikes. Because when I start liking something, I want it more and more. And that which I dislike, I want to run away from it. We do not know what is stored in the future. Any kind of an experience can come. What I like may come, what I dislike may come. And whenever what I like I get it, I am happy. If I don't get it, I am very unhappy. And what I dislike, when it comes, we are in more trouble. We are very unhappy about it. I do not want this and it has come. This is what I was trying to avoid. It found me. Now what to do? So when we go into this division, we are caught. Krishna says, don't come into the sway of it. These two will be there. Don't come into the sway of it. I found Gurudev telling this very beautifully. He gives an example of a magnet. Magnet has attraction, aversion. One side it gets attracted, another side it repels. It is natural for the magnet to have these two. If we want the magnet to drop the magnetism and make an ordinary metal, all we have to do is take that magnet and keep knocking it or keep dropping it. You keep dropping it, the magnetism goes away. Take something and keep knocking it, it will lose. He gives this example. Attraction, aversion are natural. Like in a magnet, both are. But there should be a point in the magnet. One point, the core, where there cannot be both. Isn't it? There should be a point. From this point, there is aversion. From this point, there is attraction. There should be one point. That point will not have both. Same way, which is the point in us will not have both. What is that point in us where likes and dislikes are not there? Attraction, aversion is not there. Which is that point in me? Where in me this is not there? You like something? I like. You dislike something? I dislike also. Are you aware of both? Very much. In that awareness, there is no like or dislike. Think. I am aware of my likes. I am aware of my dislikes. In that awareness, there is no like or dislike. Hold on to this awareness. How? Practice Sakshi. Be a witness. Practice Sakshi. Move into the world. I am a witness, uninvolved. When we do that, it is possible. But it may take a little time till we establish as Sakshi, because it's a beautiful thing to achieve. Keeping Sakshi Bhava. I am a Sakshi, uninvolved. Moving around, being a Sakshi, a witness. How do I get it? Like how you knock the magnet? Go to satsang and we will get the knocks regularly. Again and again, same thing told in different ways. Isn't it? All those who have attended Gita talks, from your first talk, okay? Whenever you attended your first talk, it could be in 60s, it could be in 70s, it could be yesterday, it could be today. From that lecture till now, you would have heard one thing for sure. Give up desire. Give up attachment. Yes or no? My first lecture I heard this. Did you give up? Hey. Give up desire I heard from my first lecture. When was the first lecture? 1960s. Oh. 1960. What happened? I could not give up. How do you think you will give up? Constant reminders is the only thing we have. Either someone reminds us, or our routine, what we fix every day, should remind us. Please understand. Fix a routine where you are constantly reminded about your spiritual goal. Your routine should be very helpful. That's where we say puja, japa, study, your routine. It should be a constant reminder. Discussions like this, reminders. Reading books on your own, reminders. We need this constant reminder. Be a witness, be a witness, be a witness. Then we can walk through Indriya Charan, moving among the sense objects. You are a witness. I read a very inspiring anecdote on Socrates. That he had this strange, funny, crazy habit of walking into the marketplace every day. Every day go to the marketplace, look at everything and come back. Now he's a reputed man, people call him a wise person, and this is what he's doing. So at some point his disciples were annoyed. They said, listen, people are laughing at you. Every day you keep going there, at least buy something. The shopkeepers also laugh at you that you go stand there, look and come back, you don't buy anything. Either you buy or don't go. But why do you do this? Socrates said, I go there to see how happy I am without any of that. Try this, please. Try. I'm not joking. Go to a shopping mall. Look at every object. Let the shopkeeper get annoyed. What are you doing? Just checking how happy I am. Don't make it the ayato vishayan pumsaha. Oh, I went for this, but I saw that object and it was more attractive. Go there to check how peaceful you are without it. If we can move among the sense objects that way, I go in and through them, they will not touch me. I won't allow them to come near me. I will walk through it. Imagine what a mastery of senses. You mastered it. You with great determination walking in and through the sense objects, but not allowing them to come anywhere near you, make an impression on you. No. That's a beautiful way to go in. Not letting it form an impression. Walking through the sense objects, not coming under the sway of likes and dislikes, can happen only when we practice being a witness. So he says here, but moving amidst the Vishayan Charan, Indriyai, moving among the sense objects with senses under control, free from raga dvesha, the self-control enjoys adigachati prasadam. Prasadam adigachati. Adigachati, quickly. He gets prasad. What is prasad? What is prasad? We collect prasad, isn't it? What is it? That I receive something from God. That it has come from God, a feeling of tranquility. It is His prasad. When we take that with absolute reverence, that it is from God, it makes the mind calm. I got it from God. Think. Why prasad? Now bring that concept of prasad, that you have received a blessing from the Lord, bring it into daily life. That tranquil state of mind. I move in and I am peaceful. Prasadam adhigacchati. Quickly one attains this kind of a mind if we learn to practice witness. Moving amidst the sense objects without likes and dislikes, if we can practice that, then quickly we become tranquil, peaceful. For such a person, he moves in the world happy, not seeking happiness, being happy. For that we should make sure not to come under this sway. Continuing, next verse.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam.
Hanirasyopajayate.
Hanirasyopajayate.
Prasanna chetaso hyashu.
Prasanna chetaso yashu.
Buddhi paryavatishtate.
Buddhi paryavatishtate.
Prasade sarva dukkhanam. Prasade sarva dukkhanam. Hanirasyopajayate.
Hanirasyopajayate.
Prasanna chetaso hyashu.
Prasanna chetaso yashu.
Buddhi paryavatishtate.
Buddhi paryavatishtate. Prasade sarva dukkhanam. Sarva dukkha. All possible sorrows. Sarva dukkha. Different kinds of sorrows which come to us. All will disappear. Cut off. Gets destroyed. All sorrows gets destroyed in a tranquil mind. Mind at peace, tranquility. Absolutely peaceful. A mind which is so peaceful, all sorrows get destroyed in that. No more sorrows. Because it is consciously cultivated, not allowing likes and dislikes to come in. Moving in the world without likes and dislikes, mind gets peaceful. Such a person who is peaceful, all sorrows are gone. Prasade sarva dukkhanam. In that state of mind, sorrows are destroyed. Please seek that tranquil state of mind. That is prasada from the Lord. Our prayer should give us that tranquility. Our study should give us the tranquility. Our sadhana should get us that state of mind. I am peaceful, and that peace should not be lost. This is something which you have to keep in mind. Because it is important we remind ourselves that I should not lose my peace. It is a very beautiful question to introspect. How quickly I lose my peace. Our motto is what? Maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. We are capable of maximum sorrow for maximum people in minimum time. In minimum time, peace within gone. Minimum. How quickly we lose it. We can't afford to lose, because this is prasada, tranquilness. Get it. Don't lose it. I like to share this. I witnessed it, and that's why I love this experience with Gurudev. much before, when all these kind of technology was not there, telegrams were sent. You remember telegram? If you have any original, it could be an antique value today. Could bring you a high price for it. Telegram. Telegrams will all be short letters, you understand. 1 word, 2 word, you will write. Coming on this day. You don't want to say coming on this day. Coming is long. You just write COM, because every letter is charged in telegram. And that's the fastest communication we had before fax and all other things came. So somewhere Gurudev's program got changed. He was to go to a particular place, that got altered, and he has to go elsewhere. So to that group, to that family where he has to go, he has to send a telegram. So he called somebody and he said, hey, let's make sure this telegram is sent to them, that they know that I'm not coming, my program has changed. Inform them quickly. Morning he told this to someone. Afternoon, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, he meets this person. Naturally, you give a work, a person has to report that I have done it, I have not done it. So he has not reported. So Gurudev looked at him and he said, hey, did you send the telegram? Did you send? Now this man, I was there in Sandipani, in Gurudev's kutia. We were all there, and this man, as if he's talking to you and me, he told Gurudev, don't worry, Swamiji, it will be done. You tell him, don't worry, Swamiji, it will be done. Don't worry, Swamiji, it will be done. Why are you worried? You know, that kind. Don't worry, Swamiji, it will be done. Extremely alert. Gurudev, he said, come here. Swamiji was sitting here, that guy was there. Come here. He came closer, and this was a message. He said, look at me. Have you seen me worried? Have you seen me worried? Can we ask this question to anybody by mistake also? Have you seen me worried? Has anyone seen him worried? It's an anubhava experience. Like you say, aham brahmasmi. It is his experience. He's saying, have you seen me worried? Tell me when. When did you see me worried? Hey, have you seen me worried? What a question. Prasade sarva dukkhana. A mind of a higher state in bliss, in tranquility. World has no capacity to disturb that person. Has reached that state of mind, blissful. Even a small sentence, don't worry, it will be done. Have you seen me worried? I mean, though he joked around, there was a deeper meaning to what he asked, because we know we haven't seen him worried. A person who has walked around us not worried. What is that state? That is prasad. Our study should take us there. Our reflection should take us there. It should give us that kind of a tranquil mind where nothing of the world would disturb us. And if anything comes to us, accept it as you accept prasad. Only with children we give a choice, isn't it? What do you want? Chocolate, fruit? To children you play. To all others, what is given we accept, isn't it? Whatever is given as prasad we take. No, I don't like this. Give me something else. Do you say that for a prasad? In a temple when you receive, do we say that? No, I don't like this. Change. That man takes a garland from Bhagwan, from the deity, and gives you. No, I don't like these flowers. That one is better. Bring that. We don't say that, isn't it? Why? It has come from the Lord. Let me accept it with all reverence. If it reaches me from Him, it is for my good. Whatever we get is from Him, for my good. He gives it for my good. Once I understand that, prasade sarva dukkhanam, state of mind would be always peaceful. So let's internalize this concept of prasad. Prasad, when we receive that moment, we feel so good. It is from the Lord. It is a blessing. Have it. And that too when you have the utmost reverence and then you get the prasad. What a difference. We used to sit, Gurudev's Pada Puja will happen. And then he will take and give prasad. It can be a coin, it can be a fruit, it can be a petal of a flower. Once you take it with what reverence. Keep it with you forever. His prasad. Received it with utmost reverence. Why? It came from Him. Apply the same thing. Without Ishvara's sanction, nothing can come to us. If anything comes to us, He has signed it. He has approved it. Without Ishvara, you think anything can come to us? Whatever has come to us is through Him. For sure. It has come for my good. Once I am able to accept it, there is tranquility. Prasade sarva dukkhanam. Vedanta is practical, living. Every verse is practical. It's not a theory which you can't put into practice. Everything what we have discussed is practical, applicable. Just start applying. Mind is peaceful. There is no worry after that.